we'll have other examples about how brands do things on the Internet of Things sites with an agency. His digital strategist as Work Club. Work Club is an agency in the UK. His name is Niccolo Rigo, and he will explain us what they did with an alcoholic beverage, with Valentines and other alcoholic beverage, and they did a few very interesting projects. I'm a real fan of this session, I have to say it. So yeah, Niccolo, you can join me on stage for this Q&A. Can you talk a little bit about Work Club? We're not familiar here in France, and I don't know you guys from the US, but
yeah, sure. So first of all, it's an honor to be here, and I think it's an honor for Work Club through me to show you some of the things that we've done, and hopefully you'll find that interesting, the things that we're going to show you in the next 15 minutes. So Work Club is a digital and social agency. It's an independent agency. It's based in London. We are the 2011 Marketing Digital Agency of the Year. We've been shortlisted this year again by Marketing and Campaign, so we're going to run for Digital Agency of the Year this time as well. It's a very young company, though, because we was founded only 5 years ago. What we say we do is that we create with our clients the right answers together. We create because we like to create things. I think you're going to see it in the work that we're going to show you. Right, because we always try to create things that are very much aligned to the business problems or challenges of our clients. But I think what we do most is that we do it together. So one of the key things that actually drive Work Club in the way we think and the way we behave is that we are very much a club. We are a bunch of passionate people that have one core mission. Or passion, actually, which is to better advertising. Now, that sounds a bit arrogant, obviously, that we try to better advertising, but I think it's a shared feeling in a lot of people that work in this business that advertising can be much better, that can deliver much more value to consumers, ultimately. The less arrogant bit is that we have no real idea exactly of what the best advertising looks like. But what we think we're sure of is the recipe to get to better advertising that delivers more value. And we think that the recipe comes from the fusion of digital technologies and the social web. So that's where we're trying to constantly experiment, push the boundaries if you want, and all the things that we're going to show you, I think, are experiments in that direction to try and get there with our clients.
Okay. I explain why you're here, actually, because when I created this track, like the social business track, I wanted to have a few sessions in line with the main topic of LeWeb, so the Internet of Things. So I was looking for brand campaigns, and I wanted to know which brands did try a few things. And as Michel just explained, it's still the beginning, so it's not easy to find some campaigns. And thanks to Greg, who will be like the moderator of the next session, we found this TShirt OS project you made for Valentines in the UK, and you're trying to connect a T-shirt, right? So that's basically the pitch.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think that actually I brought a film that can introduce the concept, so I don't have to explain exactly what it is, and then I'll tell you what is the rationale behind that idea.
Yeah, let's start with the film.
Are we on? Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Ryan from Cute Circuit. We make interactive clothing, gowns that light up red carpets, shirts that hug you via text. Valentines approached us to work in partnership with them on creating a new way to leave an impression. The idea is to innovate the T-shirt, the original canvas of personal expression, by connecting it to the internet. It's called TShirt OS. The first wearable, shareable, programmable T-shirt, 100% cotton platform for digital creativity. It's loaded with apps and tools. As big an LED screen as we can get. Camera, microphone, accelerometer, and sound. All controlled from a big brain in the phone. Via a small brain in the T-shirt. Connect that to the internet. And we have TShirt OS. How would you leave an impression with TShirt OS?
It's alive! It's alive! No, we are not taking it out. Something's got a hold of my heart. Keep it.
Hey, look, it's you!
That's hot.
So when we started working with Valentines 2 years ago, we decided, we made a decision together, which was to embrace making instead of talking. We at Work Club are strong believers that brands need to stop focusing so much on what they say and actually start focusing on what they do, what they actually make for consumers. And everything we've done for Valentines has tried to do exactly that. So Valentines have a line that is leave an impression. They stand for personal expression, which is an interesting positioning in the world of whiskey because it's dominated by messages on achievement. And we said, well, we're not going to do another campaign where we say that we stand for that. We're going to prove it. But we're going to prove it involving consumers. So we're going to create new tools of personal expression. From that moment, everything that we did was to create new tools of personal expression. Probably the most famous, the one we've done more recently, is TShirt OS. And it's based on a universal insight. What is the canvas that men in their 20s have always used and still use to express themselves? It's the T-shirt. We say it's the original status update. So we decided to innovate them, to connect it to the internet and make the T-shirt for young men in 2012. And the result is the first wearable, shareable, programmable T-shirt. I think it wasn't easy at the beginning to go to Valentine's and say that your next big digital campaign is going to be a T-shirt. But as soon as we realized the potential that if we really managed to put the internet into a T-shirt, then we had something really, really powerful there. And what we did, the next step, was to not try just to go way behind the curtains and try to develop this thing in partnership with TShirt, the guys who had the expertise in wearable technology, but to open it up, to say, Ward, we have a vision here, we want to do this thing, we're building a prototype, it's very early stage, but what do you think? Are you interested in this? Would you buy one? Would you be interested to follow the process? And what is happening now is that we're involving all the people who have registered in our database, tens of thousands of people, into shaping the next phase, a limited run of T-shirt OS, which is the second step into taking T-shirt OS into a product that we can actually sell to the world. A bit like the Evian example that we've seen a few minutes ago.
That's why it's normal that I'm disappointed that you don't wear a T-shirt now, right? So I was expecting you with a T-shirt, not yet. So
I'm sorry for this. I know. No, we thought about it. We just thought let's say that we have we want TShirt OS communication to come from Valentines, so that's the reason. Okay. But actually, just last week, just a few days ago, TShirt OS was live on a Portugal show in television. Okay. You can find it online if you go on the Valentines Facebook page, etc. And it's interesting because it's again we're taking it into the real world, and it's great. It's great.
So TShirt OS is not the only product you made for Valentine's with this idea of creating I don't know how you I don't remember how you said it, but
tools of personal expression.
Yeah, tools of personal expression. So another one is called Loud Blue.
Yeah, so Loud Blue is a music creation tool. We wanted to create a tool of personal expression in the area of music. And what we wanted to do is to create a music creation tool that was as easy to use as Instagram, or if you want to do to music, what Instagram has done to photography. And the more we were thinking about it, the more we're like, why don't we just build a music tool that works on top of Instagram? Why don't we make it as easy to snap a picture for people? So we launched an algorithm that analyzes your picture in a very kind of scientific way, colors, lines, people, faces, etc. And then it generates a unique track. The interesting bit is the mechanics. So how it works is that you take your phone, you snap a picture on Instagram as you will normally do, and then when you share it on Twitter, you just tag it #LoudBlue. Like you can try even here. The campaign is live in Brazil, but the algorithm works worldwide. And what it does is that in an average time of 14 seconds, it gives you back a track that is actually longer than 14 seconds, and it's completely unique, and it's about your picture, and then you can take and share. And what we've done is also to take then this platform into a campaign, if you want. So we partner with a local artist. They're going to select the best pictures. They're going to create an anthem that celebrates the user participations. And then everything is going to be celebrated at a live event.
Okay. The last example I wanted to talk during this Q&A is what you did with Strongbow. Because, again, you're connecting like the real life with the social world.
Yeah, so I think the Strongbow, like TShirt OS, a bit that is the conversation we were having before about Evian. Evian, that object that was a prototype is becoming a product, is a product that advertises the brand, if you want. And I think TShirt OS is very much that. We created a separate object from the product that gives additional value, that delivers the brand promise of expressing yourself, but is separated from the product. And I think what we've done for Strongbow is a cider brand. The brand proposition they had is that it represents, as a product, a fresher start to your night. But once again, we didn't just want to say it as a brand. This product is a fresher start. We wanted to prove it. We wanted to make it happen, so that our product could actually deliver a fresher start. What we developed is a little sticker that is very cheap, super thin, that can be applied to every bottle. Has a layers of different materials, but the key layer is an RFID tag. Now, what happens is that this RFID tag bounces off a signal from sensors in the area. Now, when the bottle is open, the RFID tag cracks, right? It opens, which means that the sensors don't receive the signal anymore, and they realize that a bottle has been opened. So what happened is that at that moment, we know that somebody has opened a bottle, and we can trigger anything we want. We can fire a cannon. We can, check people into places. We can take a picture, snap a picture and post it online. Everything, really. You can see where I'm going. Like, you have a signal, you do whatever you want out of it. Which means that suddenly Strongbow, when I buy a Strongbow in a bar or an event, I get something. I get delivered a message that other brands only say they will. And I think that's what is particularly interesting about Strongbow, and where I think at WordClub we believe the Internet of Things is actually going for brands. Because what you do is that once you plug, so we think Internet, I think, in a few years' time is going to be like electricity. Don't get this in the wrong way, but I think in a few years' time we're going to look back at us here talking about the Internet of Things, and we're going to realize that it would be normality, like it would power everything. Now, the difference is that when you power something with electricity, it just powers it. When you plug the internet into something, you power it with knowledge, because that's what the internet transmits. Now, if you are able to transmit that knowledge into products, it's when you can increase the value that these products deliver. Because if this product is aware of where it is, how it's being consumed, what is happening in the world in that precise moment, who is the person who's opening it, etc., and you can pack it with information, then it can deliver something completely unique, an experience that is completely unique. And it gives ultimately to brand a competitive advantage, which is what, as WordClub, we try to do for brands, right? I want to, ultimately, advertising is about, I'm going to buy that product instead of that product. So I think that's where potentially is going to, being more and more about the product itself being internet connected and creating that added value against the competition. Okay.
The TShirt OS and this StartCap Strongbow product, they both have like something in common, apart that it's Internet of Things, but it's like the way it allows people to connect offline and to be social offline and not only online. Do you think like this is like a key element in the way brands and agency will look at the Internet of Things? I mean, it won't go without a social part of it.
No, absolutely. I think what I think the internet has done anyway in the last few years is to prove that the internet and the knowledge that comes with it, and it's more relevant when it's about real life. Facebook has won over Second Life. It's about our life, and I think this is going to happen more and more. I'm interested in what is going to happen when the Facebook Connect is going to apply to our real life, so that everywhere I go, my personality, my network, the environment I have can respond to that. The environment I'm in and the products I consume can respond to that. So I think definitely connecting online and offline for us is fundamental. At WordClub, it's everything we do, because again, you want to add value to people, you need your use of social, of digital, to impact their life, to impact their actual consumption, to impact their friendships, to impact their physical life, because ultimately that's where the value comes from. So absolutely.
Okay. And as a link between the two campaigns, like Valentines on one side, Strongbow on the other side, both are alcohol brands. Is it because these kind of brands need to be more creative
I think so. What alcohol brands, there's a challenge that is common to all alcohol brands, and it's the fact that the very basic product benefit, obviously you can't advertise it, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that you're gonna enjoy the night, drinking a few of them, you can say that. So they all create positioning, brand positioning that sometimes, pretty often actually, are just a line sticked on, next to the bottle. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big challenge for them, but also is what allowed us to try and make it happen through products or objects that you can apply to the product itself that bring that to life. So it's almost like, it's a big challenge brand-wise for alcohol brands, but that's, I think, what at the same time sparked our creativity and, to do so. The other interesting thing, I think, for alcohol brands is that digital is a massive opportunity. What all clients say in that industry is that the markets are going darker and darker, which means that regulations is closing down how they can communicate. But digital is a massive opportunity for them partially because technology moves faster than regulation, but also because in digital you're in a space where you can age gate, where you can segment your audience, which means that you don't have to shut down completely your communication, but you can deliver to people of legal age, of legal drinking age. And again, if then you manage to use technology on the product itself, then that problem disappears completely. And it's, I think, the challenges maybe make it even more of a creative challenge.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all these insights. Very, very interesting. Thank you, Niccolo.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.